Akuba, Jasmine. I hope you guys are all doing great, and I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Of course, as always, we are going to give you a great show today. I'm super excited who I have in my seats because for the first I get to get him back. Don't worry, you guys will understand when I get him when we start. But let's say thank you to the people who make this happen. RG Kids, listen, for all our expectant mothers, our parents with young kids, our parents, who just had babies, reach out to RG Kids. They will capture all the beautiful moments for you. You don't want to miss any moment, especially if you have young kids. Remember, they grow up so fast, and you don't want to miss those moments. So reach out to RG Kids. They will create a beautiful theme for you, and then they will capture. It comes with decor and attire. If you want to see their work, you can head over to Instagram. It's RG_kids_portrait, or you can give them a call on 614-254-2151. Let them capture these moments now. You don't want to miss it, and you'd be like, had I known will be too late. So let them capture the beautiful moments right now. At Cuba, the theme this year is the skin gotta glow, the hair gotta grow, and the beard gotta connect. GGC all day. I don't want to catch you this summer outside looking crazy. Make sure that your skin is skinning, okay? Make sure when they see you glowing from afar, okay? Shut the haters up. Head over to www.ekubah.com and get your skin and hair products, and the men get your beard products, okay? Let's make it happen for you. And if you're looking for something and they do not have it, email them and they will take care of you. You can give them a call on 614-584-1845. Lona Soul Streetwear. This summer we're pulling out with Lona Soul t-shirts, Lona Soul shorts, okay? Legs are out, okay? It's going to be a beautiful summer. Head over to lonasoulstreetwear.com and get yours, okay? Ladies, make sure you size down in the shorts. Make sure you size down in the shorts, okay? Trust me on it. Make sure you size down in the shorts. And just tell them Jasmine sent you, and you're going to get a beautiful discount. Head over to lonasoulstreetwear.com. You are watching Revolt Media. If you have not subscribed, just head over to YouTube right now and hit the subscribe button. It's Revolt Media. And if you're on Facebook, you've not liked the page, head over there right now and also like the page. It's also Revolt Media. TikTok, Instagram, it's all Revolt Media. Don't forget to share, comment, all and the whole 9 yards. Now let's get this party started. The man I am about to introduce, I have the honor of calling him a brother and a friend. He is also the CEO of Revolt Media. He's also the CEO of Revolt TV, Revolt Radio, the whole Revolt, okay? He is the CEO. Recently, flyers were going around. He's also about to attempt on breaking the Guinness record of the longest interview. Yes, interview marathon. I'm super excited to have him sitting in my chair today. I'm excited because you guys will know who he is very soon. Today, I have Nana Jebi, who is popularly known as Kumasi Nyame. How are you, bro?
You didn't say my name, right?
I didn't say it, right? How do you say it?
Nana Jebi.
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 Yeah. It's okay. My chi is not chiing. Let me use the excuse that I'm in Zuma now, right? Nana Jebi.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Please forgive me. But Kumasi Nyame, how are you?
I'm all right. How you doing, Jasmine?
I'm really excited. Like I came here.
I am too.
I woke up this morning excited.
Yeah, I'm prepared for you. I know you're going to say you are preparing for me. I'm very prepared for you.
Don't prepare for me too much. I'll be nice to you.
We're going to be all right.
But how are you? How's your day going?
I'm all right. My day has always been busy.
Right now, I'm about to start calling my Guinness World Record holder. At this point, I'm about to change the name officially. Let's speak it into existence, huh? So recently, we saw a flyer that went around. We're going to talk about it briefly. We'll come back to it. But we saw a flyer going around of the 80 hours interview marathon that you decided to embark on. Why did you decide to embark on such a journey? Because 80 hours is not easy. An interview and talking is not... it's not something we should take lightly. Why did you decide to embark on this journey?
Because I like to talk.
We know.
I was born to talk. So a lot of people say, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And sometimes when I listen to why people say, I could talk for 24 hours.
Jesus.
I I could literally talk. That is me. So if you are a lady that you like me, you should be willing to talk. Because if you want to have conversation, that's me.
You have to be ready to talk.
That's me. That's my life. That's all I do. I was born to talk. I talk all the time. I talk too much to be a medical doctor. That's my reason why I didn't go to the medical school.
I'll be annoyed if you were my doctor.
So why wouldn't I challenge myself? You know, is there anything wrong in challenging yourself?
Oh, there's nothing wrong.
You know, so basically,
I like that.
I try to have a conversation, and I like to have meaningful conversations. Conversation that sparks, you know, topics that we are shy of.
Yeah.
Topics that we don't want to talk about. You know, even this world, this universe that we live in, was created by a word.
A word, of
It
course.
was
So
created by a
talking.
word. So talking is everything to me, and I like to have conversations that breeds meaningless into our society. And that's what
Meaning to our society. I
that's
like
why
that.
I'm doing this.
But
That's
before
why
you
I'm
go
doing
ahead of me, for a talkative, I want to know how you grew up. You know,
How I
if
grew
if
up.
people watch Revolt, I know you've spoken about your childhood so many times. As an example, you went to the baddest school in Ghana. Hey, I'm not going to argue that. You went to the baddest school. I want to know your childhood. Where were you born?
I was born in Ghana. I was born in Komfanochi Hospital.
How was your
I was born in Komfanochi Teaching Hospital. I went to Komfanochi Educational Complex. I went to Kumasi High School.
We are confined with each other.
Everything about me is Kumasi.
Oh,
Why
wow.
your question again, please?
So how was your childhood? Where were you born? Like, to what kind of family were you born into?
Yeah, so I was born to two teenagers. Yeah, I was born to two
Wow.
teenagers. Yeah, and that's why I always say we need to have conversations.
Wow.
I was born to two teenagers. My father left, traveled to Europe when I was like 6 months old. I was stuck with my mother and my grandparents. You know, my mother basically raised me. My mother basically raised me. I went to the boarding school at the age of 9. I went to Komfanochi Basic Educational Complex. From the boarding school, I continued to secondary school, which is Kumasi High School. From Kumasi High School, I tried to figure things around in my life. You know, I started PUC a little bit, then I came to the U.S.
What is PUC?
Pentecost University.
Oh, okay, just for the people who do not know. But for a young kid to go to boarding school for such a young, because I know in Ghana, I really do not know much about the Ghana. I know mostly in Ghana, you go to, you know, an all, what is it called? Is it a day school? And then maybe when you go to the secondary, which is high school here, you go
Right.
to boarding school.
Right.
You went straight to boarding
Yeah,
school from a
went
child.
straight to
How
boarding
did that affect you, and how did that, you know, groom? How did that make you turn? How did you turn out? Sorry.
I think I normally 2 years ago I used to say that nature have the bigger portion of the debate when it comes to nature and nurture debate, right? Just I would say 2 years now. I believe that it's more of your environment. It's more of your.
So you feel like going
at
to
least
boarding-
at least 51% of what you become is your environment. At least 51%. I went to the boarding school at the age of 9. Didn't know how to, you know, but everybody was surviving, so I got to figure a way to survive.
Okay.
And I survived. I think it is the worst decision my parents could ever make. But in the country where we are from, this thing is going on. Who am I to say I don't want to go to the boarding school? I went to the boarding school. It made me hard. It made me very insensitive at times. It made me very blunt, because sometimes things have to be said to people. I think a lot of the things that I do and the way that I speak, the way I care about people, is because of how I was raised.
So you feel like it's
Boarding
because, so who you are now, you feel like it's because you went to a boarding school at
Least
such
51%.
an early age.
At least 51%.
At what age did you go to boarding school?
9.
At 9 years old. And you went to boarding school throughout till you finished.
All my life.
Oh wow, that's
I was deboardized too.
you went kicked out of school. You were expelled.
Well, for my final year in the
You were
JSS,
expelled?
I was deboardized. No, I was so actually this is what they did. So the man that was in charge of registering for people to go write the BEC, he didn't want to register me
Why?
because I was a stubborn guy. I wouldn't listen to that. And it's not like. And when I grew up, I understood. You know, if I was born in America here, I would have been given a special care because I wasn't the ordinary.
The normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were so used to the normal, and they couldn't deal with people like me. So I was the guy that when the teacher is wrong, I would say, you are wrong, this is wrong, you can't do this. I was that guy that would step up all the time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So this is from childhood.
Yeah, and they didn't like me. So the teachers didn't like me. So what he decided to do was he was not going to register me for the final exams. But he was going to act like they were going to register me, and then the registration window will pass.
Oh, so you miss it.
So I'll miss it. So one of the teachers, what's her name? Madam Wayo. There was this madam called Madam Wayo. Madam Wayo came to me and told me that go find a school to register because they are talking about now registering you. So go find a school to register. So I went to that school. I went to, a government school, register and everything, pay the money and everything. Then I came to the school and I became more bad because now I know they don't want to register me. I rebel against all of them. It was bad. It was really bad. But so I think the boarding house shaped me in a way that if I had a mother and father living together with their son, I would have been different. I think I would have been the president of Ghana by now.
Yeah, we will pass.
Yeah,
Ghana has enough problems.
If my mother and father had lived together to raise me, I would be the president of Ghana by now.
Well, you still have a chance. But right now, I don't really want to do this to Ghana. I really don't want to do this to them. Okay, so you're saying that they all shaped you. So at what point, how did your family take, having a child who is different? Because you were not your average child, like you just said.
My mother was a child herself. So there's a lot of things that my mother didn't even know how to deal with me. So it was more beatings because she was frustrated, so it was more beatings. But my father wasn't around. My father was in the diaspora. So it was more beatings. My mother didn't know how to control me. She just knew I was different, that she just didn't know how to deal with me. Yeah,
she didn't have the skill.
But I was lucky to have my grandfather. So my grandfather was around, so sometimes he will, he knew how to deal with me best. He would talk to me and he would tell me, don't do this, don't do that. My grandfather was there for me, but my mother, she was young, so she didn't really know how to deal with me.
So besides being bad in school, when most kids go to high school, that's where it defines them. They, now they're walking into, what am I going to do? Where am I going? When you were in, let's say, high school, I would start with high school because I feel like before that, that's a younger year. When you were in high school, what did you really see yourself doing? Besides, because you're saying you wanted to be the president, but besides that, what did you want to do?
I've always knew when I was a kid that I was going to be a leader.
Okay.
Like I always knew. I always have a crew with me anytime. Like I always have a crew with me. I have people with me, people that will listen to me. I've always been that guy. In the class, I'm the guy that say, keep quiet, everybody keep quiet. I was that guy. I've always known myself to be a person that's going to be a leader, but I just didn't know what to do. Because me, myself, didn't have guidance. And it's crazy that people think they have problems, they can come to me. You know what I'm saying? People think they have problems. I
can't figure out my life.
I don't even know what I'm doing, but so people actually, especially my friend Tizo, he saw something in me that I didn't even know. He would be like, go do this. You should be the one doing this. He's the one always. He's like a hype man. He's always behind me. Like, you should be the one doing this. Why are you letting this person? This should be you. Yeah. So I think my friend Tizo had always knew who I was, but I honestly didn't know.
You didn't know? Yeah. Oh, wow. So you finished high school. Now you are back you're in the real world at this point. What did you do after high school?
When I came to, so actually because high school, man, I didn't pass like how I'm supposed to pass. And my father was like, I'm not paying no money for you to. So I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
But I think I should have even followed my auntie. I would have been a millionaire by now.
What were you going to do?
My auntie was into merchant, she was doing charcoal business at the time. If I had followed her, I would have been a millionaire by now.
What do you mean if you have followed her?
Because she was dealing with charcoal business, right? She was doing charcoal business. So she would go to the bush. And so let's say I did 1 or 2 trips with her. We go to the bush, she will have like, let's say 1,000 sacks. Take it to the bush, they go burn. So they buy a whole fire.
Yeah.
They burn the charcoal.
Yeah.
And they load the charcoal to town. They bring it to the cities and then that's where they do the distributions.
Oh wow!
So let's say I'll be coming around with like, let's say 1,000 bags of chocolate.
Wow.
And then people will be, you know.
And for Ghana, that
yeah,
is
so we
something
were just
that
giving
was
out, we
very...
supply to people 50 bags, 20 bags, 30, 100. You know, we go around the country. That's how we were doing.
Okay.
So if I had stayed glued to that, I would be rich.
Why didn't you follow that steps? Because she was already doing, you already had the blueprint on how it works. Why didn't you?
And this is why I keep saying that if you have guidance is everything. I thought it was a dirty job when I was a kid. You know, I actually thought it was a dirty job.
It was a dirty, so you chose because
so
it was a dirty job. Is it like a mindset that you grew up with? That's the reason.
That's the same thing I'm saying, that if I had somebody to guide me, because there's nothing called dirty money. You understand? If I had somebody to guide me to say, yo, you know, it may not look like this, or it may not look like what you envision. Because when you go to school, you are trained that you got to go through the system.
Yeah.
Finish your tertiary education. Go look for a job from the government.
Yeah.
Go sit in the office.
That
is the whole mentality of going to school in Ghana, where I was raised. That is the whole mentality. Nobody taught us business, real estate, all this stuff.
No.
Nobody taught us this. But my auntie was doing it.
Wow, she was successful.
She was. So if I had the experience that I had now, right now, the experience that I have now, I would be rich.
Oh, wow.
Because when I go, I don't miss anything, right? If I take 1,000 bags to, let's say, Accra, I get all my money.
Wow.
Because I was not, they will be like, oh, go, and when you come, say, no, give me my money. Give me my money and let me go. So my auntie was very proud of me, because when she goes, they tell her like, oh, go and come to her. She understands. So I don't understand. Me, when I come, I need my money. You're going to take, at least give me half of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I was doing it. So I was good at it. But you see, when you are raised on a certain principles and norms, I wanted to go to the classroom. I want to go to tertiary and be able to, you know, make money off it.
Do the office.
That was what I thought.
So I've heard you say a lot about, you know, your mother, your father, you know, your aunties, your grandparents also molding you. Were you the only child?
I wasn't. So actually, I'm 16 years older than the one behind me, direct behind me. I'm 16 years older than. That's why normally I don't talk about my siblings, because I don't really have relationship with my siblings like that.
Wow, because
they love me. Gap. I love them because of the age gap. I didn't grow with them.
Wow.
You know? One time I went to Ghana last year, and I was talking to one of my cousins that I grew up with, and she was telling me that one of my mother's last child was saying, I don't even know if he knows me. So what do you mean? I grew up with you. What do you mean you don't think I know you? Because of the age, I'm over 20-something years older than him.
Don't worry, I understand.
You know
I understand, so trust me.
He doesn't know how to start a conversation with me. It's hard for me to have a conversation with him. So yeah, that's my life.
You have a very strong personality, so maybe you should kind of bring him closer.
No, I think it's more of the age gap. Because the one that I'm 60 years older than, I relate more to her.
Okay.
As compared to all of them.
Yeah.
So I think as more the gap keep widening,
it's harder. Because where your mindset is and where their mindset is different. So how many are you guys in total? Because I've already
my mother have 3 plus me, making it 4. My father has 2 plus me, making it 3.
Making it 3. Do you feel pressure that, you know, you always, since there's a huge age gap, do you always feel pressure that, you know, you have to live a certain, because I know I feel pressure sometimes, especially when there's an age gap, that you have to live a certain lifestyle, or you have to set a certain example for them to watch, even if you don't have a relationship for them. Do you feel like your parents put some type of pressure on you for that?
Nah.
They don't?
Nah. And I think that's one thing that my mother even hated when any of my siblings call me for money. Yeah, that's one thing I think my mother really did well. You know, there's no pressure. In my life, I've never felt any pressure. Like that the pressure of something is on me. I do what I can do, and what I cannot do, I cannot do.
That's it.
You know, that's how I kind of live by. I mean, there are certain things you cannot ignore, like taking care of your family, but I do what I can, and those I cannot do, I cannot do.
Okay, so now let's go back. Your auntie's business, you decided not to do it, and then what else? What next?
So I decided not to do it, and a few months later, I decided to go to PUC. I enrolled in PUC my first semester. You know, as a child growing up, knowing my father was in abroad, I always knew I was going to travel. And I think that's a bad thing. You know,
Yeah.
parents shouldn't be telling their kids that they're gonna. The moment you say that to the kid, they don't pay attention anymore. Or say maybe him say,
why should I stress
And I
you?
know that this country is nothing, especially when you live in Ghana. It's not that Ghana is nothing, but I'm saying that that's how we were raised. Everybody want to leave that country. And I know I'm going to leave. Why should I put my heart and strength into that economy? Why should I do that? So it corrupt kids. So I don't think it's a good idea that parents should be telling
their children
that, hey, when it happens, it happens. But it shouldn't be in the known of it.
Okay.
That is my view. So a couple of months later, I get into PUC, my first semester. My connection, everything
went
out,
through,
and then I came.
So now you're in America, American boy. What was the transition? How did you feel when you moved here?
I didn't really feel. So it was the toughest part of it was I haven't really lived with my father. Now I'm supposed to live with my father
and get along.
And I'm already grown. And my father also felt like, yeah, this is the time I'm gonna raise my kid.
Oh.
That is so. The culture itself wasn't different for me because I was raised on hip hop culture. I was listening to music all the time. All my clothing, the way I dress, the way I do things. Well, I was mimicking the Americans, from infancy.
Yeah.
Because my father would bring me clothes, shoes. We have a lot of music videos that we watch.
So you already watch Jamaican lifestyle.
I already knew, I knew about it. I have a clue about it. The difference was living with my father. That was where my struggle started.
Okay.
Like living with my father. Because so I remember when I was in Ghana, my father came home like 5 times. And all the time that he came home, most of the time I was in school.
Okay.
The boarding school, he'd come spend 30 days, go, 30 days, go, So we would talk and all that. And one thing he did well was he was always calling.
Okay.
So we were talking all that. But he didn't know me.
But there was no relationship.
It wasn't that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that a relationship.
Yeah.
He didn't know me. So, you see how you see me? I'm exactly like my father.
That's a problem.
I'm exactly like my father. So,
That's two strong personalities.
Two strong personality in one house.
Dang.
It was a disaster.
Were you guys the only 2 in the house?
No, with my stepmom.
How did she do it?
With my stepmom and my 2 other sisters.
How did your stepmom do it? Because looking at your personality,
she's a strong woman. I don't even know how she was able to deal with my father, man.
Damn.
Yeah, sometimes I look at her, I'm like, damn.
You are strong. What was your relationship with your stepmom? Because you hear stories.
She loves me.
Oh wow.
She's different. Like, I'm a lucky person. I say this all the time. I have a stepfather that loves me to death. He will kill for me. I have a stepmother that will do the same for me.
And you are blessed. You are blessed. Because not a lot of people have that kind of story. So you're blessed.
Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was in the boarding house. My stepmother used to be a teacher back in Koforidua. My stepmother would cook from Koforidua. From Koforidua to Kumasi is like 4 hours drive. And this is not like she driving. This is like
public
she going
transportation.
to public transportation with her food, bring it to me, make me go call my friends so we can go and eat. And when we finish eating, she will come for her bowl.
Wow.
Go back and return back.
That's a good woman.
That woman, she's on a different level.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
But now you've come to America, you and your father are clashing. I know most kids, when you get to America, they give you 4 careers. We are all 5: nursing, be a doctor, pharmacy, engineer, and then law, right? Law and professor. I think we can add that to, but mostly it's those. Did you have that type of pressure?
So my father sometimes tend to act like he's a liberal, but he's a conservative person.
Okay.
So my father actually wanted me to be a doctor, but he wouldn't admit that. I know he wouldn't admit that, but he wanted me to be a doctor. He wouldn't say it direct, but he will, when you are having conversations,
he would throw it in there.
throw it in there. So, yeah, he wanted me to be a doctor. I'll say that.
And how did you take it? Did you actually make the decision
I'm not going to be a doctor. I cannot. I know myself. I cannot.
So what did you do in college? Did you go to college when you came though?
Yeah, I went to school for political science.
And you finished?
Yeah.
And what were you planning on doing with political science?
I'm doing politics. Everything I do right now is politics.
You called me there, didn't you?
Everything I do, like, most of the time we think we should actually hold office. You know what I'm saying? But almost every decision that we make in this life is politics. That's why people that say I don't care about politics, I feel so bad for them.
Because everything we do is
everything you do is
buying
politics.
gas,
The
politics.
schools that your kids will go is politics. The gas, the mortgage, everything is politics.
Even groceries politics now.
Everything is politics. So if you don't care about politics, then I don't know what you should care about.
I like that.
But politics is basically nation building.
Okay.
That's all politics is.
A lot of people do not know that part.
Yeah,
They
it's
just,
nation
they think
building.
it's
We are
office.
building a nation. So if you're not going to give your input to the building the nation, other people will give their input for you. So I honestly think everybody should be interested in politics.
I'll leave that to you people.
Yeah.
And self-life for me. So you go to college, you decide to do politics. What made you choose political science? I know, so you said you were talking. You could have done communication.
That's what I'm good at.
So you decided to do
communication and all that is politics. That's what I'm good at. That's all I'm good at. I'm just good at. So I think I have this. I wouldn't say it's a foresight. I think I have this thing about me that I'm good at decision making. Like I could tell, like when you look at most of the time, me dealing with a lot of people, I see what the mistake that people do. Most people, when they are making decisions, they kind of look at 1, 2, 3 stuff. Like when I'm making a decision, I look at all the variables. I kind of look for the unknown.
Okay.
To make my decision, and that's why made me decide to do
political science.
Because when you are building a nation, you cannot just, let's say we're trying to put a road here, we cannot look at only the people that the road are going to affect. In the next 20, 30 years, you know, what's going to be the end results of the decision that we are making. That's how I make decisions. So a lot of people, even from childhood, a lot of people keep telling you got to do politics. You think like a politician, but the way you do things, you got to do politics. I just knew. It's not just what people were. I just knew. I just knew what I was supposed to do.
So you did political science. You graduate. What were you planning to do with it after? You say you were going to do politics. So were you planning on running office with it?
No, or
doing something with it?
So it's not even running office with it. I've also had a business mentality of my own. You know, I knew that everything we do in this world is politics. I knew that. Anything that we do in this world is politics. So even if I do not run for any political office, I do understand that politics is what shapes us. So if I understand the politics, when you do certain things to me, I understand where
you understand where the person
So before you even decide to do something, I will understand what you mean. You know, so it's not like I was going to run for an office or I'm gonna be the president of Ghana. I know I keep saying I would have become the president of Ghana. I say that figuratively to say that.
But you wanted to be able to use your voice to make changes.
To make changes. That's all I care. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. My life has always been about making changes. Like I don't see why I should live a good life and then the next person cannot live a good life. That's always been me. But the people that do not understand me think that because most of the time when I make decisions, it affects the people that are around me.
Yes.
And then those people always think like, oh, why are you doing this? I'm not only looking at the people around me, I'm looking at the bigger scope that you may not understand. Okay. So Bible says, you understand later why I will have to make certain decisions. And sometimes I feel like I need to explain myself to other people. But sometimes there's a bigger part of me that says they will be all right. They'll be fine. They won't die because of the decision that I made. They will be fine.
We will.
Just go ahead and make that decision. The decision, they will realize why you have to make that
But you don't feel like you need to consider everybody. And this time I'm going to turn this personal.
I do.
You don't feel like you need to consider us, all people that are around you when you're making certain decisions?
Yeah. So have you noticed that most of the people that changed their countries, especially in Africa, turned their countries into one-party state? Have you noticed that?
No, actually, I
like
haven't.
even in Rwanda right now.
Yeah.
It's a one-party state.
Oh, wow.
Have you noticed?
So then the focus is one.
The reason being is, the moment you give explanation, oh, I'm doing this because I have to do this. I'm doing this. You don't do anything.
Yes.
You focus your life in explaining things to people.
That is so true.
Because of people's emotions. If people don't have their eyes on the ball, it becomes so hard for you as the leader. That's why when Moses was leading the Israelites into Canaan, he said, he didn't have time to be settling
people's issues.
Like personal issue, be from Matade. That's not an issue for the leader to.
I like his mindset.
He said, you know what? If you feel like somebody's hitting you, hit
them
the
back.
person back. That's it. Let's go. Let's go forward.
I like that.
But we get to the land, the rules will change. But for now, this is the situation we are in. We gotta go by that.
I like that. I like his lifestyle. I want to start using that. Okay, so you don't think you need to consider everybody? You feel
consider, but you see, the most people that you think about, the most people that you care about, they don't even know you care about them. Because not everything that they think is good for them is good for them.
Okay.
And if you are a leader and then you see those things, you are going to make a decision that's going to make everybody okay. You're not going to look at one or two people and say, oh,
I'm going to change it for
them. I'm going to change for these people.
Just
what about these
them.
people?
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about democracy is when this person is happy, the other person is not.
But that's human nature though, in general,
So that's why people turn their nation into one party state until it's developed, until the people have a better understanding. Up till now, everybody says Kwame Nkrumah is the best president of Ghana.
Of course.
Right? Wasn't he the one that turned Ghana into one party state?
And then now look.
So that's what it is. You cannot keep explaining yourself to people. Those who understand will understand. Those who never understand will never understand. You just have to move on.
Now I officially understand why you make certain decisions.
Thank you.
I'm kind of understanding. But okay, so you finished school. At what point did you decide to go into media? Because many people, I think from where we are located currently, which is Ohio, many people feel like it just came about. But personally, I know it's been there for a long time. At what point after you finished school did you decide, oh, it's time for me to maybe do media? Because I know you said you wanted to use your voice for something. But when did you decide to transition into that?
So I've been working, and when you come to America, you come to Abuja, you have to work.
The hustle.
And especially looking at somebody like me that have a wife and have kids, I have to work, So even if you have a passion for something, if that thing is not already established, that is going to pay you the money you need to take care of your family.
Of course.
It becomes harder. But in 2015, I think in 2015.
That's when you started?
Yeah, in 2015. In 2015, at that time, there was no likes. There was nothing on Facebook.
That's 9 years ago.
Yeah, you just do a video and you just post. There was no like, there was no comment, there was nothing.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I did a video. There was, I think I have forgotten the story, but something happened in Ghana. I was going to work and I was listening to the radio and I got so pissed off and I just turned my video on and I spoke and I posted it. And then I went to work, the first 2 hours there's a break. The first 2 hours there's a break. I said, let me go check on the food. I checked, it was like 7K already.
Oh, wow.
Like people loved it. People have watched. Like people loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like
I can do this. This can actually
and then
something I can do.
And I started getting call from Ghana, from my family in Europe. And it's like, you need to speak. And those people that knew me from infancy, those people that I grew up with, they're like, yo, you need to keep doing this. So, I would do it every day. And I built a good following. I think around 2017 over there, I didn't know any person in Ghana that was doing, let's say, politics on social media that had numbers than me. Politics, I'm talking politics.
Politics, yeah.
There was nobody.
So then when did you stop? Because we noticed that.
Yeah, I stopped because it was creating a lot of problems for my family. The political route, when you want to go to the political route, is if I had knew this was what I was going to do, I wouldn't have married.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I would have waited.
No, you don't have to throw that in like that. But why? Let me ask you why you say that, because that's a huge...
when you have a calling, and this is all guidance. If I had guidance, I would have known. And that's why I'm so big on parenting. If I had guidance from infancy, like my mother and father would have known that this kid is going to do this.
So they should have guided you through that.
They should have guided me through that. Because I didn't have that. Okay, I get to a point, I get married. Now my real passion is coming out. And there's nothing I could do. I can't even sleep. Like, sometimes I'll be talking whilst I'm sleeping. I'm always like, you okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I have to talk. I have to say something. I just cannot be gagged. That is my nature.
But do you feel like because you want to get into certain things like that, maybe you should stay away from marriage?
Yeah, because it's going to put them in. Because now, the things that I really want to talk about, I cannot talk about it because I cannot think about only myself. I have to think about my kids. I have to think about my wife, my
Your parents,
parent-in-law, my parents. You know.
So do you feel like you're limited?
Yeah, I am. The only person that understands me is my father. We never agree.
Same father.
I'm telling you, we never agree on anything. But on this,
that's crazy.
Yeah, if my father had money right now, he would call me and say, "Hey, get this money and go buy these things. You need this." I'm telling you.
The same father, but you guys are clashing.
We always clashing. He is the only person that agree with me on this thing.
That's crazy.
Because this is what he was supposed to do, I believe.
Oh wow! I actually want to interview your father because I've heard stories about him.
You love
I really want to interview him.
If you sit down with my father,
it's pure entertainment.
you're not gonna leave.
Wow! Let's make that happen. I'm just going to say to the management of Revolt.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's make it happen. I would love that. So you feel like you are limited because of marriage? Because then that
let me say that he's the smartest person I know.
Oh wow!
My father. Like if Papa church now no plan 2-3 months. Like he's the smartest person.
Oh wow! I like that. Shout out to Father Kumasi. Father, shout out to him. So now you feel like you're limited. But of course you started and now you decide to pause because of the criticism and all of that. And then now you decide
it's because of the fear. Because actually somebody got my. Let me not go into that.
Let's go into it because I kind of want to get into.
Yeah, it was the fear that my wife wasn't safe, and my job as a man was to make my family safe. So.
Wow, you sacrificed for your wife.
Yeah.
I like that.
I hope she knows.
If my man ain't sacrificing, I don't want him anymore. This is a wow. So you decided to quit to what you really want just to protect her. Okay, and now you've done that. And then you decide to...
So going back to work. I'm working and I'm doing my work. But there's always a part of me that would not leave this there. So like I can go off for like 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. Boom. I would throw one video out there. But you see, one thing about the social media is people are not waiting on you.
Yes.
People are not waiting on you.
Yes.
You know.
It's not yours.
Yeah, people are not waiting on you. So the moment you leave, somebody takes the space.
When you come back, it's not the same.
And then when they are consistent with it, they take the space. And that's what happened to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, okay, well, it has happened. We've moved on past it. You're working now. You're making your money. And then you decide to start it again, which is Revolt Radio.
Yeah, so
it was Revolt Media first.
Revolt Media, yeah.
And then we...
So I've always known that. I've always known that if I had a chance, I'm going to do radio, add other stuff to it, grow it little by little. I've always, had that dream. Exactly how it's supposed to be, all that. But, you need somebody to support you. And yeah, last week when we were in New Jersey, when I was speaking with Bulldog, he said something. He said the reason why the people in the diaspora doing media entertainment and all these things, the reason why it's not picking is because you guys are doing it part-time. You guys are doing it part-time, and then you are looking for the remuneration of a full-time job.
More part-time, more full-time recognition.
People that are in Ghana doing music, they are doing music. They are in the studio every day. They are doing music.
Oh, wow.
They don't do any other thing. They are doing music. So you could see the struggle, you could see the pain and everything. But us now,
but then you have to also remember the American lifestyle that we are living. We don't
have
a choice.
So you make a choice. So if you got to make a choice that if you want to do this thing, then it's either you live in Africa or you live in America. You have to make a decision.
Time for me to move.
Life is choices. You got to make a decision.
Okay, so media, radio, wow, that just caught me. Sorry, that really just caught me. Now, there's a lot of thinking to do. How about that? So you decide to start radio. I know prior to you starting your own, when it comes to radio aspect, we're going to talk about the media aspect, but radio aspect, before you started...
No, ask me any question you want to ask.
Before you started your own, you were working with another radio company. I know we don't want to go into details, but it has created so many speculations. And today that I have you in my hot seat, I actually didn't want to ask, but somebody motivated me to go ahead and ask. Prior to you starting your own, you worked with another company. You could have stayed with them. I will leave their name out of it, but you could have stayed with them. And I know one of the conversations that people are saying is that us Africans, we do not support our own, which is you're with somebody and then you decide, oh, I'm better, or maybe I can do it better, or maybe when you see the profits that the person is getting, you decide to, I also want to start my own thing. Why did you decide to leave that media house and move on to start your own? I know I've put you in a weird position.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry. But just to clear the air
so
for
in
people.
2022,
Yes.
my wife and I sat down with my wife. As a matter of fact, it was 2021, ending of 2021. I told my wife, babe, I gotta leave my job. I would die as a man, and I will regret for the rest of my life I don't do media. She said, what are you talking? Your job is bringing a lot of money, I said, I gotta do media.
Yeah.
And I can't do it part-time. I gotta actually leave my job to do that.
Full time.
So I left my job, and those who know me know me. I left my job. I remember my brother Kojo. So you think you can survive on this? I said, bro, I gotta do this. I left my job, converted my whole living room into a studio, decided to build my media empire. That was the first step. Have my platforms, build it little by little, doing my content, even venturing into the content that the normal me would not do. Because I was trying to build a base. I want to do it full time. Now, this time I'm not working.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing media full time. So on the side, I'll go drive Uber to make some little money. My wife has been helpful. She's been, very helpful in doing what she's supposed to do to help whilst we are building this, And then some friends of mine came to me and said, hey, we see what you are doing, let's come together. So we came together. And after some months, I realized that we were not equally yoked. I realized that we are not equally yoked. So I have to make a decision to move on. I'm trying to cut it off.
Yeah, just the short story, just leading you to starting yours.
The decision to move was because it's not like they are bad people or anything like, oh, I'm a bad person. Like, I know what I want in life. Like, I'm a person that know what he wants. I know what I want. And if you know what you want, it's hard to waste your time. I felt being there was going to waste my time.
Yeah.
The dream of what I wanted to do, we were not equally yoked. It wasn't going to happen. Even if we had done it for 10 years, it wouldn't have
happened. The direction that you wanted to go.
It wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
And that's why I told my brothers amicably, bro, I'm going to relinquish my... And we were not working together. We were partners, equal partners. So to those who do not understand, we were equal partners.
Okay.
We were not working together. I told them, listen, we are 3 people. I'm going to leave so you all can take the company 50-50.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
And leaving, I know, created a lot of criticism, especially here in Columbus. People speculated, people have said a lot of things. Do you feel like it is a very common thing, especially with Ghanaians, because a lot of things that I know that was tagged upon you was that, oh, you feel like you are better than other people, or that...
Of course I'm better. You don't think I'm better?
That's a period. I know you're better.
Of course I am.
I followed you here.
When it comes to, and
I like that.
And I say this all the time. When it comes to anything that has to do with communication, I don't think anybody's better than me. I'm sorry.
I like that.
I honestly don't think anybody's better unless I don't want to talk about it. I could talk all day, like all day without food. I could talk. That is me. So when it comes to anything that have to deal with communication, I'm serious. Nobody can do it better than me.
Wow. Okay, well then that's
so
good.
So for anybody to think I feel like I'm better than they are better, whatever. When it comes to, I'm not saying any other aspect.
We've said it.
People have no. So there's a lot of things that people know how to do.
Yeah.
Me, when it comes to technical stuff, there's no way.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. But when it comes to speaking, I don't think anybody overpassed me. I don't think so. I've not seen anybody that can genuinely win me in an argument if I want to argue.
Media is your life. It's not your
me.
hobby.
That's me. It's me. So I don't have time to waste my time. And I understand. And the Bible says this, equally yoked. And I say this all the time, that equally yoked is not only marriage.
Thank you.
We only use it in marriage.
Yes.
All what the Bible was trying to say is, if 2 people decide to do something, they all do not have the same understanding of what they want to do, It doesn't matter whether the person is doing it. You all can be doing you all can be doing two good things at the same time. But if that is not what you are expecting, and that is not what he or she is expecting, it's going to be a problem.
It will.
So I think that is our problem as Ghanaians. When we come together, we don't talk extensively to understand exactly what we are trying to do.
And then we
just get up and say, oh, we are going to do this. That's the problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I think I just really wanted to clarify that because I didn't like the speculation that people were creating. And somebody actually told me that I should go ahead and ask you.
Yeah, so with the
I really wanted to ask.
So the people that feel like, you see, and one thing that we don't do well as a person is, I've met a lot of people in Columbus here, and then they will get closer to me and say, oh,
that's not, you
are different from what they say about you.
Yeah.
You know the reason why? I've lived in Columbus since 2012. You know the reason why nobody knew I was living in Columbus? Because I was doing politics. I didn't want nobody to know. One guy walked in here a couple of weeks ago. He said, oh, Kumasi Nyame, do you work Columbus? Wow. I live in Columbus. I've been watching you all this while. Wow. I didn't know you were in Columbus. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that you know somebody and somebody tells you something or you hear something doesn't mean that the person's like that. I think real people will be like, you know what? Let me go ask this person and know what. Every situation have two sides. So
I like that.
I strongly believe that Ghanaians can work together.
Oh, that's a whole conversation for another day. I'm going to end it right there. No, that's a whole conversation for another day because I don't believe that, so I'm going to just leave you to that. But, okay, so now let's just move away from that. Thank you for clarifying. So how do you handle criticism? Because I know people that have watched you for a long time, you have said a lot, especially even towards women. You know, I have girlfriends who have beef with you, you know, of certain comments that you have made. You know, one of the popular comments that you normally make is 35. You know, which is a number that now has scared me for life. But you always make certain comments, you know, not towards even women, but just in general. You make certain comments, you know, and I know people are very critical of that. How do you handle criticism, especially when it comes into the media aspect?
The most criticism that I take it to heart is the one from my wife. I think my wife knows me better than everybody right now, you know. And she knows when I'm becoming emotional. She knows that. She knows when I'm being honest. She knows when I'm lying too. You know, anything that comes from her, I take it serious. Anybody that disagree with anything that I see as a lesson, I talk. So to all your friends that disagree with whatever I'm saying, I'm not saying I hold the monopoly to wisdom. That's not what I'm saying. I don't hold monopoly to wisdom. But I believe that I've lived 4 decades to understand the world right now. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? I've lived long enough to understand how this world is shaped. I have read enough to understand the propaganda that goes on in this world. The false narrative that a lot of people have bought into it, I understand them. You understand? So when I'm saying this, I don't say something because everybody is saying it. Everything that I say, like, you know, when I'm saying that it's not good for anybody to go into the boarding school, I've been there from childhood.
So you understand?
I think it's the worst system that ever happened to Ghana. I understand. I have lived it. I hardly know people that have done what I did. I went to boarding house at the age of 9.
Yeah.
Did it all my life till I went to tertiary.
Yeah.
So what are you going to tell me? I know the subject when I'm talking about it. I've seen it. I've seen things that have happened. I've seen when I was in high school when people go rob a shop and come back to school. I've seen it. Their mothers didn't know their kids were robbers. It's a bad system. Yeah. When I talk about the women's situation that I talk about all the time, it's because I love women. I love women so much that I would die for women. But what I will not die for is people that are reckless. People that are not going to, you know, be accountable for decisions that they make. Yeah. You know, so everything I say, I understand them.
So you stand 10 toes on that?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the whole media,
I even want to limit the number. Honestly.
I cannot. Don't reduce the numbers. Okay, 35 is very hard on its own. It's okay. But okay, so when it comes to this whole media thing, like you said, you don't really care about it. Have you ever been bullied on there that you're like, dang, Charlie, I should.
Yo, I remember
like, relax.
one guy actually sent me a message, said, I will kill you. My wife was crying. Yeah, actually sent me a message. But you see, it's when it comes to Ghana and the politics that we do over there, it's not like America where people understand. Most of the people that come online and do this kind of things is because the thing that you are doing is destroying their business. But that's it.
Of course.
So if you are trying to tamper with people's job, they'll definitely have every right to say that.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've heard a lot. People call me this, people call. I have my own friend. Actually, when I made a comment about it, 35, took a little portion of the video. I think it was like a minute portion of the video. Put it out there just for clicks.
Oh, damn.
Come and see insults.
Of course. Wow. And that's your friend?
Yeah,
You better block that person after.
I mean, he's still around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's still around. But the point is, what you gonna do? I said it.
Yeah, I said what I said.
I said it. So I'm not. But I feel like as a friend, if you were gonna take, especially when you were putting it out there, you knew how they were gonna interpret it. So I will assume that you will go with the full clip.
Yeah.
But you decided to cut a minute of
Clickbait.
it.
It's
for
clickbait,
Yeah, to
so-
get clickbait. But
Wow.
it's what it is.
Okay, so you handle it very well. It
Oh,
doesn't
all the
get to
people that
you.
there was this lady that actually sent me an email. No, send me a how you call it, messenger.
Text, yeah.
Messenger, yeah, and said, I don't know who hurt you. And then I was like, so I texted her, can you talk? She said, yeah. We talked for like 2 hours. She said, oh, I didn't understand. I said, you will never understand it unless you seek for more clarification. You really think somebody will just get up one day and say, 35 years is this. You think somebody so dumb to just get up one day and say that? No.
What is your problem with 35? Just really quick.
It's a long story about it. The short
version.
Shorter version of it is, as a woman, you are different from a man. In as much as we need to accept that we are all equal. As a woman, you are different from a man. And there are certain things that women can do. There are certain things men can do. There are certain things, we can all do almost everything. But there are certain things women are better at. And there are certain things that men are better at. When it comes to the biological composition and the chemical composition of women, the moment you hit 35, things start
Changing, yeah. Okay, I'm glad for that clarification because.
And a lot of people don't know that when they hit 35, and that's why most older women are fighting younger women for no reason. They haven't done them anything. Go to the church, they are fighting them like they haven't done them anything because they are looking at the same men.
Well,
that's the problem.
We'll fight that battle later as we go on. So, Kumasi, you've started media. What is it representing for the community? Because we have so many media houses.
Do you know,
I
think about this all the time. Like, I want to do media. What does that
represent?
What does it represent? I'm happy you asked that. I think it's a voice for people to express themselves. It's a voice for nobody to be gagged. I hate it when you have something to say and you can't say it because you are living under fears. Yes. And most of the time, and that's why I don't like timed, but you can't do things without time too. I don't like programs that are timed. Like you and I having a conversation right now. If our conversation is timed within 30 minutes, what do you think is you will force me to make everything short. And by the time that we finish, nobody understands.
What was said?
What I really mean. And people will take,
things out
meanings
of context.
Out of context, meanings into it and all that. What I want us to do is leave people to talk. Nobody's stupid. Leave people to talk. If I feel like this is my experience, allow me to share my experience. That's my experience.
It's my experience.
Let me express my experience. When you get your chance,
you can express yourself.
Your I want us to live in a society where people will know what they are supposed to do. People will be accountable for what they do. People will make choices because they are informed. So I want us to have a media firm or a situation where we can actually educate entertain, especially our women. Especially our women. Because when women thrive, the whole world thrive. You know, when women thrive, the whole world thrive. When women are suffering, the society don't move on. You know, so why wouldn't we build something that will tell women to be accountable for decisions that they do? A lot of the decisions that women of today makes is blamed on men. But in reality, when you look at it, sis, you did this for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we open a conversation, open a platform, let people come over, talk, let's talk. No disrespect, let's talk. This is what you really think. Okay, let me give you the flip side of the same argument, and you'll be shocked. Because we've been taught that where the majority is, that's where the truth is.
Yeah, but
and
that's not true.
God even spoke against that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we want to represent. We want to be able to be free. Be free, but freedom comes with a cost.
Of course.
We want to be free, be able to express ourselves, be able to enjoy ourselves, but have our limits as to what we can do and what we cannot do. That's all I want us to do.
So creating a safe space where people can
For
just
everybody.
speak.
Come over. If you have a problem, come over to Revolt Media. Come and vent. But you're not just going to vent. We're going to tell you what you did wrong.
And then,
You know, and we're going to help you. That's all we are doing.
I
You know?
like that.
Yeah.
So Revolt Media. In the next 10,
That's
let's
why
say
we say define yourself.
define yourself. I had to sing that song. That's not how I always remember it. So in the next 5 years, what is your vision for it? I know you don't like, you're more of the now, but just for anybody, the next 5 years, what is the vision for it? The same thing?
Actually,
a safe space?
Actually, the safe space is always going to be what it is. But we have to grow. You know, we have to go. We have to be able to branch out. We have to do things that, because most of us have left. I've left my job to do this. You know, so it has to be able to represent right. It has to be able to. People have to relate to it.
Yeah.
Like if people can say, "Oh," and then go come out dream or revolt, I'm happy. Yeah, people can get up one day. If it's gonna be a day that I will hear somebody say, "I want to speak," I have to go to revolt. I think we are done.
I like that.
I think we are done.
So if I have to do anything, I'm going to Revolt.
Yeah, I'm going to revolt. If something bothers me, I'm going there to talk.
I like that.
I think we are done. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about any of that. It's about the fact that we can change society. Society is based on conversations. If we do not talk, if we do not have conversation, you and I sometimes have disagreements on issues. We talk, we go back.
After we are back. Yeah,
it's conversations. Cares. That's the only way that we learn. There's so many things that I'm learning from you. You don't even know that I'm learning from you. You know, and I believe you are learning a lot from me too.
Yeah.
So that's how society moves. But if we are not talking, if there's nowhere we can actually be vulnerable, how are we going to move? That's why we are doing this.
Okay, I like that. So now let's get to our new journey, path that you've decided to embark on. We saw the 80 hour, I think we spoke about it in the beginning. 80 hours interview marathon. How did you even come up with that? Why that? You could do so much. Why that?
So we are already talking anyway. Are we not talking?
We are talking.
We are already talking all the time. Why not put it on a different level? You know, we are talking all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't we put it on a different level? So that's what we decided to do. We live in America, right? We live in the number one economy in the world. The number one economy in the world. Number one in media. Number one in advertisement. We are number one in movies. Number one in music. Hip hop is worth $50 billion every year.
Damn.
We are basically number one in everything. And then we come to America. We want to talk. We have freedom of speech. We have everything that we need to be successful as a people.
It has been given.
It's given to us. Now all of a sudden, I've known about, because I used to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
I've known about Guinness World Record.
That's an old thing.
But I didn't know that you can actually do this. Like I can actually do what I love to do. So when Hilda did hers,
Hilda Bassi, yeah.
When Hilda did that, that's why I was like, oh, so we can actually go for a marathon on this. I was like, then Afia also did hers. I was like, but we can also do something.
Yeah.
I started searching. But you see, you have to be really sure about it. So when I spoke to my team, and my team was like, oh, we can do it. I said, sure, let's do it then. That's why I put it in. I like to talk. We all love to talk. That's why we are doing media. Why do you think we are doing media?
Yeah.
It's because we want to talk. So if there's opportunity that we can be recognized by us being speaking, what are we waiting for? Let's bring experts. Let's bring people that understand situations. Let's bring people with certifications to come and speak on issues that we are not talking about.
Yeah.
Is this not a good thing?
It's a great thing.
I think it's beautiful. It's not just good. I think it's beautiful.
It's a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful to have people come together to talk about issues that they do not understand.
Yeah.
I just have an elder left here a couple of minutes ago. And he said, I would love to come over and talk about tithe. I think
that's a conversation I want to hear
I would
about.
like to come over to speak about tithe. Think about this. There was this woman that came to me yesterday. She came to do something with us. I showed it to her. She said, oh, I would like to come over and speak. I'm going to bring 10 people with me, 2 people from the States. We are going to talk about
Massive.
this. Like, is that not what we want? Don't we want to talk about things that is important to us?
Yeah.
Have it on record. Get proper recognition for that. You don't think that is good?
I think that's great. That's a great initiative. But of course, with our community, no matter what we do, we're Ghanaians. With our community, I think one of the things that we noticed after Hilda Bassi, who was a Nigerian who did the cookathon, after hers, Ghanaians decided to also it went haywire. We've had the sing-a-thon, we've had the chewing gum-a-thon, we've had so many stand-a-thon, we've had sleep-a-thon, we've had so many that has come out. I think the recent one as of yesterday was the guy that hugged a tree. I think he hugged over 2,000 something trees. But him, I just recently actually found out the main reason. But he did it for environment purposes. So we have that. The common thing, I think when the flyer came out, that most people are doing is like, oh, everybody's doing it, so you also want to join the wagon and just follow it. Why do you feel like, why couldn't you wait till, like, let's say now that the dust is found, it's slowly settling. Why not wait till then? But why do it now? Do you just want to follow the crowd?
Why should I wait? You see, so somebody walks into the shop right now and buy an iPhone. Is that person following anybody?
Sometimes.
Somebody walk into the shop and decide I'm going to buy a Samsung TV. That person follow everybody?
No, that's what they want to do.
You see, it's this analogy doesn't even make sense. Okay. It's people that do less that try to devalue people from doing what they think. Somebody will not get up from their house and say, I'm going to do this. And then you sit in your house and think like, oh, everybody's doing it, so you are doing it. Everybody's eating, stop eating. What about that? Everybody's eating.
Yes.
Right? Is everybody not eating?
They are.
Everybody's drinking, so stop drinking because you don't want to follow. It's people that don't want to do anything for themselves. I say, oh, everybody's doing this, so why are you also doing it? Like I gave you a typical example, everybody's eating. So if you feel like it's a problem, stop eating.
Stop eating, yeah, I like that.
We are doing something. Let's look at the positives of this. We are going to talk to somebody that is disabled in the society. And because of his disability, he's been facing a lot of challenges. This person having been able to speak to anybody about his situation. Don't you think as a society, these are some of the conversations that we should listen to, things that we've ignored for so many years? You don't think we should pay attention?
It's something we should.
Listening to this guy's story, put it on record with a reputable firm that collects data in the world. Yeah. You don't think this is worth it? Yo, it's just people that, all the same people say, oh, this person is doing this person, this person is doing this, and this person is doing that, and because this person is doing that, this person is also doing it. They are the same person the same people that the glory comes.
They'll be quick. They'll be quick. That's my brother.
You know what I'm saying? So this kind of comment. Well, last week, one guy came on and said, "Oh, I don't think you should do it because all the guys that are doing it, they are not getting the recognition."
Wow.
It's not about recognition. When we do this, whether we make it or we don't make it, we're gonna have nice conversation. That's what media is about.
Okay, well, I like that. I like that. So how is this interview-a-thon going to work? What should people expect?
We're gonna have a nice conversation.
Besides the nice conversation, like, are people signing up? Like, how are they going to do? Are you just going to sit by yourself and just interview? Like, how is it going to work? For people who do not understand, we understand.
I'm gonna sit by myself. I'm gonna have my formidable team with me. They're gonna do a good job. They're gonna make sure that I get guests every hour to interview. That's what is gonna happen.
So it has to be every hour.
So basically, this is it. We are going for 80 hours, 30 minutes. That's what we are doing.
Wow.
And 80 hours, 30 minutes. As of now, the record is at 55.
Okay. So let's surpass
the record is 55. We're surpassing this. So we could decide to do, let's say,
100.
Even if the record is 55,
we do everything,
we could have done 60.
60 cry, yeah.
You know, but the goal is not even about. The goal is to be able to have beautiful conversations. There is this man, I forgot to say this. There's this man, Dr. George. Him and I met on Thursday. And he said, I'm going to come over. And I'm going to talk about what the Lord has done for me. He said, I was doing my PhD. And as I was doing my PhD, I didn't know how my thesis was going to be. And one day the Lord spoke to me, I don't want to actually go
into details here.
Write about this. This is what your thesis is going to be. And you're going to use your thesis to teach in the church. And you're going to teach about love. Whoa. You don't want to hear this guy's story.
That's something I want to hear. Like, the Lord speaking to you. Wow.
He said, anytime this thing happens in March, anytime I try to do something, I'll fall sick. Something will happen. But miraculously, something will happen. I'll be okay. And I'll get back to the same thing that the Lord spoke to me about. You know what I mean?
That's powerful. That's something I want to hear.
So these are the kind of conversations that I want us to do.
So
that's what we are going to do. But back to the question that you asked me. It's going to be 80 hours. I'm shooting for, or we are shooting for an hour each for a person. So let's say you come in, we are shooting for 1 hour. But of course, there are some people that are going to be lively than others. There are some people that are going to be like, how you doing? I'm okay.
I don't want to mention names, but I already know one in my head.
We are going to have those guys, and then we are going to have the guys that want to speak for hours. So even though it's a portion for 1 hour each,
we can extend it.
We can do 1 hour 30 for this guy, and then give this guy 30 minutes.
So there's no specific there's no specific. It has to be an hour per person. It can be even 3
hours.
No,
it can be 3 hours.
Because I know two people that can talk for 5 hours.
So the rules actually doesn't even say the number of people that you should deal with.
Okay.
So far as you are interviewing.
So you can even interview one person now 80 hours.
So far as you are interviewing, and it's gonna be the hours that you said that you're on screen, and there's documents of it showing that the 80 hours has been done.
What is the breaks like?
Oh, so the breaks actually is 5 minutes for an hour.
5 minutes per hour. Okay.
Every hour is 5 minutes.
Wow.
So depending on how you want to take it.
Can you? I think with other people's rules, we've heard people following other people's rules for theirs. So with the 5 minutes, can you combine it? Because I think with Hilda, I think one of the things that we kept hearing is like for every 4 hours, she can combine it. So it'll be 20. Can you combine it, or you have to take an hour, 5 minutes?
Yeah,
break?
we can combine.
You can combine it. Are you ready though? Are you ready for this? I know you like to talk, but 80 hours no sleep. I think people are worried about that.
Let them. I mean,
I like when people worry.
It's genuine, right? It's not.
It's a genuine concern.
Like my wife is concerned that you're gonna stay for 4 hours. You know how you like your sleep. You're gonna stay for 4 hours for a greater cause. Why not? For a greater cause, why not stay for 4 hours? Wow. So I just look like it's tough. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be easy sitting on the same position for these hours. It's gonna be tough, but because it's gonna be tough, shouldn't we do it?
We have to do it.
That's my thing. So we just take it little by little. Just take it day by day, little by hour by hour. Day by day, and then we keep moving.
So 80 hours marathon. When is it starting?
21st June
to
25th. So actually, if it starts at 12 a.m. 21st June, it should end at 8 a.m. 25th June.
Okay.
That would be 80.
The 80 hours.
8 or 7. That would be 80 hours. Depending on how we feel, we may go.
Extend it.
Yeah, depending on how we feel. You know.
Okay. So if anybody wants to be a part of it, I know for sure you will need sponsors. You will need people to be part of it. If anybody wants to be a part of it, how would they be?
Part of it has to the sponsors or people that want to get
anybody.
interviewed.
Yeah, people that want to be interviewed and sponsorship.
With a sponsorship, we really need it because people are not going to go to work for 4 days.
Yeah.
These people should be compensated. The things that all the logistics that we are going, the cameraman, the photographers, and all these people who take money. We are lucky that we have what we can use to do the streaming and everything. But the people that will do the actual job, the adjudicator, there's a lot of
there's so many things
that we put into it. It's a lot of money that is involved. But for the greater good, we need people to come over to help us. So if there's any, and one thing I forgot to talk about too is I want our conversations to be focused on things that are impactful to us in our society. So let's say if somebody, like you doing a Cuba right now, I want you to come over as a Cuba, not as Jasmine.
Of course.
Come talk about yourself, your business, and also create light for your business.
Yeah.
So that's
what. If you're a business owner, you can just come and talk about your business. Yeah,
come over and talk about
your business.
They are the most people that I want to talk to.
Business owners.
Because a lot of people are saying that, you can, we were raised. Look at this thing. Just a couple of weeks ago, and I realized that Ghanaians in the diaspora, our standard is just 80,000 a year.
That's the standard.
That's
that
our
people
standard.
Want. Wow.
That's our standard because almost everybody wants to be in nursing. That's the pay.
Or less.
So that's our standard. Okay. Do you know the people that are doing business, how much they are making?
Yes.
So instead of forcing our kids to just go take the student loans, go to all these private universities and just get a nursing certificate and become a nurse and make 80,000 a year, we can actually teach these kids to do this and get into businesses, start their own businesses, and work for themselves. These are the conversations that I want us to have. And also the people that go around calling themselves CEOs, I'm a CEO, I'm this, who do not understand what CEO means, who do not understand the stress, the struggles that comes with being a CEO.
The sacrifice
that comes with it. Let actual CEOs come over and talk.
Yes, they will know the difference.
So we want everything to be with our businesses. Entrepreneurs, come over and talk to us. Or you are come and represent your company. Yeah. Even if you are not coming to help with sponsorship, at least come and help with your knowledge. So people that are listening to us can also take a clue from you and learn from you and become a better citizen. So I'm actually asking, I'm literally begging people to come on board. If you have an African market, let's say if you have a daycare, if you come on board, come with your company. Let's put it on a global height.
Nothing is too big, nothing is too small.
Nothing is too small. Even if it's a case of water, because we're gonna drink, there's gonna be a lot of team here.
Yeah.
We're gonna drink, even if it's a case of water. Let's make it count.
I like that.
So you can. My producer will give you the numbers, right?
I need it from you directly.
Okay. So you can actually contact. Can I get my producer write the numbers down for me because I don't have them.
I have them.
But I have. Okay, so you can.
I actually have all the numbers.
So I have 220-465-0822. 220-465-0822.
So if you're out there, you want to be a part of it for sponsorship or to also be a part of this amazing marathon, is the 220-465-0822, and then we also have the 380-218-5242, or we have the 773-364-0104. Either one will work. If you call and nobody answers, you can always leave a voicemail, or you can shoot a text message and they will reach out to you. But yeah, so Kumasi, I'm going to wrap up real quick. But
I'm in heat. Why are you wrapping
up? You're in heat.
I'm going to show you how to talk for your hours.
It's okay. We're not going to start your marathon on my show. I beg. You've already talked for an hour and 10 minutes now. You're not going more than that. It's okay. So if you had to say something to your young self, I want to go back to 9 when you're first going to boarding school. If you have the opportunity to talk to that boy, what would you say?
I don't expect that.
I do the unexpected.
That's really tough. I wouldn't say as a man. If I had anything to change in my life, I would have said my mom and dad should be married before they had me. Yeah, if there's one thing that I would want to change, I want my mom and dad to be married before they had me.
Okay, but that's not about them. I'm saying to yourself.
That would have changed everything that I am today.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But to myself, I made some mistakes, and it's not like I'm blaming my parents for things that I have done. But
yeah, it plays a huge part.
I'm saying that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And somebody should have taught me, and I didn't know. If I had the chance to change something in my life, what would I change? I would probably not be too blunt. I think I was too blunt. And I create unnecessary enemies for myself, especially the part of the world that we are from.
Yeah.
You know, you create unnecessary, enemies for yourself, and everybody hates you. Your teachers hate you. Your friends hate you. They are with you. They can't leave you, but they still hate you. I think that's what I would have changed. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I know there are so many young children out here who want to also, not follow the norm, go to nursing school, go to this, not follow the everyday what society has agreed with. If you have to say something to them, what would you say to them?
Do you? I'll say do you, because I feel like that's the best way that I operate. I cannot operate when I'm with regulations. It's hard for me. Like I just want to be able to, but I need guidance. I want to be able to roam, but I need guidance. So I'll say just do you. What makes you happy is what you should do. But you have to make sure that that passion that you're following is going to bring money to you. If it's not going to make money, find something that will make you money, and then do the passion alongside. Because if you don't do that,
you'll cry.
You wouldn't survive.
Yeah, in this part of the world.
All your loved ones will leave you. Your mom, your dad, your siblings will not think you even care about them. Because you're making every decision based on yourself.
Okay.
And I think that is selfish too.
Yeah. Okay.
So just follow yourself, but make sure that passion that you're following is going to bring money. Learn something, especially something that you can do with your hands. So, something that nobody have power over.
Yes.
Something you can do with your hands. It would really help.
I like that. Kumasi, who motivates you?
I would say my grandpa. I would say my grandpa. My grandfather, he's a special man. He's just different. Hardly speak. Wouldn't speak much. But full of wisdom. Full of wisdom. Like everything that. I remember when I was in. I know we are going.
Go ahead.
I remember when we were in high school. When I was in high school, and one day I was coming home, and my grandfather had come to visit us. And I'm walking and I'm coming, and my grandfather looked at me. He said, Kwame. I used to call him Papa. I said, Papa. I said, Onanti, this sister, Benante said. Changed my own perspective. He just knew the pauses to hit.
Damn.
It just changed my own perspective. Like, instead of him to say, I don't want to see you walking like this, he said it in a way for me to think.
Yeah.
And when I thought, oh man, this man is right. You can't do this forever. So you should know.
I want to know, how did you walk? For him to say that, how did you walk?
When you are young, you think you're above everybody.
So you did a hip-hop walk? Huh?
Yeah, some crazy kind of walking.
I like that. Waz, what is your last words before we wrap up real quick?
My last words is I appreciate you all. Like, you guys have no idea. And I tell my wife this all the time, that because I don't have the money, nobody knows I love them. Until I have the money, everybody's going to know that I actually love her. You guys, the sacrifices that you guys give us to the media, especially the situation. The sacrifice is always coming here every day, designing content, coming here on time, leaving money to come and chase this dream with us. Like, there's nothing I could say. I don't want to mention nobody's name, but everybody that is part of this team, the day that we make it, we all hold hands together and say we made it.
We did it.
You know, I really appreciate everybody. Like, you have no idea.
I like that. These days, one of the things that I'm starting to do on the show is give people their flowers. And I want to give you your flowers today. Many people do not know this, but I've done this for a little bit. But one of the people that believed in me to keep going is you. And your constant push, your constant believing. Sometimes you tell me, oh, you're doing this, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. But you always force me to do it. And after I do it, I'm like, oh, I could do it. But I want to say thank you. I want to use this moment to say thank you. You have sacrificed a lot for me. Before even radio, you know, I was doing something else before we decided to switch to, you know, all of that. But you sacrificed a lot for me. You believe in me in ways that I don't even believe in myself. You push me in ways that I can never, you know, push myself. I think one of the comments my mom made that hit me, she was like, you've done this media thing for a while, but I'm finally seeing the seriousness and I'm finally seeing why you do it. And it's all because of you. So I want to give you your flowers today and say thank you, you know, for your constant pushing, your constant believing in all of us. Because it's not just me, because me and another person, we have conversation about this and we always say, we're doing what we are doing because of you. It's like now when I even see media, I see it beyond what I even imagined, and it was all because of you. So I want to say thank you for, if anybody, nobody tells you, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that you do, from your sacrifice, your time. You know, I'm annoying. So to be able to deal with me and work with me and push me, because you had every reason to, you know, give up. You always have every reason to give up, but you don't. You always push me to be the best. I just want to say thank you and give you flowers that, you know, everything that you're doing, we see it, we appreciate it, and we believe in you, and we'll support you through everything. So thank you. So,
Thank you, Jasmine.
I don't want to cry, so I have to
I'm
end
not
it.
being emotional in a very long time, but you've made me. You know, when I met you, I knew that you could do this. I just know. You like to talk like I do. I think you can actually do this.
It's okay, I'll pass.
I honestly think you can do
You remember
this.
I said I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
You are a version of me. I see myself in you sometimes, and I think you do greatness. The way you conduct yourself, especially when you are talking about issues that you're passionate about, the way you conduct yourself, you know, it would take only real to recognize real, you know. And I know that you do it and do it right, but it has to also come with a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, the tough times are gonna come. The negative words are gonna come. But don't look at nobody, do you? And I think you'll make it.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. So we're not going to cry, because some people are trying to capture me crying online, so we're not going to cry. But thank you, Kumasi, for joining me today. 80 hours marathon, June
21st to June 25th.
We are ready for it, and we are all going to do our parts, you know, make this happen. If you're there, if you're out here and you want to be a part of it, please reach out to us.
Anybody want to volunteer too?
Yes, we're looking for volunteers, we're looking for sponsors, we're looking for people who want to be interviewed, the whole nine yards. If you have a business, small businesses, big business, whatever it is, reach out to all the numbers that we put on there. We're actually going to put the information also on the caption, and if the flyers out there, you see the number on there, reach out. Let's be a part of this great initiative. It's not only for him, it's for all of us, right? When you come on there, you're promoting yourself, you're promoting your brand and your business. So come, let's all have a great time. 80 hours marathon. It's not an easy journey. So we have your back, Kumasi. You got this. More grace to your elbow.
Thank you.
And I know this will end successfully. And we're rooting for you.
Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching the Sit Down Show. I am your girl, Akuba Jasmine, and we will catch you next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, on Facebook, hit the like button and the follow button. It's Revolt Media. And of course, we have more great shows coming tomorrow and the days after. So don't forget to stay glued to Revolt Media. I am your girl, Jasmine, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.